What's going on, guys? It's Ray. Welcome back to Zoro TCG Vault, where we focus on One Piece TCG investing and market intelligence. So most One Piece investors completely ignore starter decks, and historically that's proved to be a mistake. So this newest starter deck, Starter Deck 29 Egghead, is the first time Bandai has actually included a bonus pack with multiple full art chase cards, and I think the market has not yet priced that in. So in this video, I'm going to break down why this deck might actually be an underrated investment and how a master set strategy could potentially generate a real collector premium. So with all that said, let's jump right in. Let's start with some of the notes I have, and then we'll go into the individual cards. So why are starter decks typically ignored? It's simply because most investors like to focus on the booster boxes, obviously, and the starter decks are kind of assumed to be just for the players. But what people don't realize is that a lot of these starter decks actually include packs, and in this case, bonus packs. And they might feel like a mass-produced item that's not really for collectors. But again, that assumption has historically been wrong because A, they include these bonus items, and B, Bandai generally does not reprint these. So what makes this newest one different? So with this Starter Deck 29 Egghead, it's the first one with a bonus pack of full art chase cards. This is a big thing. So there's two potential chase cards here that are going to be the big ones. One is the alt art Luffy leader, and the other is the Nami. And again, these are exclusive to the bonus packs. So let's take a quick look at those two. This is the first one. This is the second one. If you'll notice, if you can tell, this card looks very similar to the OP09 Nami SP card, which is like one of the top three, I think, at the moment in terms of value. That card's going for like 1,000 plus. And then the other card is this alt art Luffy. Obviously, Luffy being the biggest character in the TCG. I think this is a slam dunk. Currently, it's sitting at 60 bucks. We'll get into some of the numbers in a minute so we know how to correctly evaluate these individual cards. But those are the two big chases from what I've seen. And it's just a cool full art set to collect. So if you take a look at all of these cards, they fit together very well. There's 14 total cards, including the alt art leader. And my thesis that I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video is if you can assemble all of these together, I think you can present it as like a collector set to potential buyers, and you'll be able to charge a premium. And the total value, I think, will continue to go up as, you know, all the supply finally gets out there and then buyers step in. Right now, we're kind of in the dip phase of the singles. You'll see this Nami card shot up to like 80, I believe. It's not here. I'm not signed in this window, but I believe it shot up to 80 or 90, maybe even 100 the first week of the release. And we're seeing a nice healthy 50% dip. And I do think this is a good pickup under 40. You'll see a couple listings right now under 40. But we'll pop back into my notes here. So let's talk about the pull rates and the economics. So from what I've seen online, there's not a huge sample size of people ripping these that I've tracked. But from what I can tell, it takes about 6 or 7 bonus packs per top chase card. And some of the bonus packs actually include the alt art Luffy and the Nami in the same one. So that would be huge to hit, obviously. But let's just assume it takes 6 or 7, and the current deck price on TCG is $35. We'll pop in here. Yeah, lowest listing is 35. So do some quick math. I don't know, that's probably around 200 bucks to pull the specific top chase card you want. And again, this is all just kind of rough math, but that would imply that these top chase cards are kind of undervalued at 40 or at 39 and at 60. And then you have the Nico Robin in third place here at 30-ish. And then somehow Sanji is ahead of Zoro here. So the Zoro card could be a good pickup. I'm not sure the pull rates with these after the first two cards, but there's another Luffy card. So you have this implied cost basis just to pull the Luffy and Nami. And back to our thesis, singles buyers may actually prefer finished sets over just gambling for the singles or hunting them, picking them off with individual listings or at card shows. So that creates a real opportunity for sellers who are able to assemble the full set. And I do believe we're in a good time right now to accumulate the singles, to build out your own full sets. Or if you just want to go for one, I'm going to try to go for like at least two full sets, and have one to keep, one to sell, and then potentially sell the second one much later. But what you're really doing for other potential buyers is you're eliminating time, you're eliminating total shipments and the risk of each of those shipments getting delivered. So you're doing the groundwork for potential buyers. So that's the strategy with these new cards. And again, there's 14 full art cards, and then there's also the alt art Luffy leader. So when we're talking about your exit strategy, again, your buyers for this are going to be new collectors, fans of the arc, and then display focused collectors. I do think that eBay is a great option for these. There's probably not going to be a lot of listings of the full collector set on eBay for this, so that really helps you stand out there if you know how to do eBay. If not, I do think you could find a buyer match at card shows, whether it's the vendor or you're just talking to other people that are walking around. And then Instagram, anywhere on social media where you can display the full set, lends itself to it'll just generate a lot of awareness, and people will be like, wow, that's a really cool collector set, and there will be interest. So that's my thoughts on the newest starter deck, Egghead. You could also, we're going to talk about the risk and caveats, but you could also just try to accumulate as many of these as possible in terms of just the sealed product, and just let that grow over time as well. I mean, people would probably be mad at that because these are meant for players. But if you can snag a couple of these at Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble for MSRP, I picked up a couple for, I think, not even $18 US. So I'm sitting on a few of these, and I was able to pre-order a few of these as well. If you're able to get it for under 20, that's crazy. Pick it up. It's an obvious arbitrage opportunity. Or you could buy the dip on TCG if this gets around 30. It's at 35. I do think it'll go to 50 plus eventually. And with all that said, again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just trying to share a cool, unique strategy with you guys, something that's in a good place right now where we have a good dip. And let's talk about the risks, and then we'll wrap it up. So again, there is a potential for a possible reprint of these starter decks, but it's very unlikely. Bandai has not done this in the past. So that's risk one. Risk two is that the pull rates are not technically confirmed right now, but I'm giving you an idea. You know, time is of the essence. Kind of want to get ahead of the crowd with this one. So just assume that Nami card and the alt art leader Luffy card, those are the two that you want to chase. You could buy a few of those individually, or again, go for the master set strategy. And then this will require a lot of capital. So that's risk three. You're going to tie up some capital in assembling all these cards. They do add up. It's going to be a lot of money to accumulate full sets of the full arts plus the alt art leader. And again, this is just my, hypothetical strategy. Master sets have been a thing of the past. People are selling master sets of booster boxes on eBay, but this is kind of a new one, so it's not a guarantee. And who this strategy is for and who should skip it, it really depends on your risk tolerance, on your budget, and how you think it'll fit into your One Piece TCG portfolio. So again, what I typically talk about is you have sealed booster boxes and you have high-end singles, and that makes up your balance. I like to go to around the 50-50 range. I like to stick to that. A lot of other people like just sealed boxes. A lot of people like just singles because they like collecting all the artwork. But this is kind of technically a single strategy, but it's more of a product specific arbitrage strategy. So you're assembling these collector sets, one collector set, multiple, and then you're reselling them for a premium. And if you do hold on to them, I do think the individual value of the cards are going to go up eventually as well, because the cards do look good. You can't just, you can't expect something to go up if it doesn't have great characters and doesn't have great artwork. And I think that this set checks both of those boxes. You basically have all the Straw Hats here, and you have a Stussy card, and you have a Lucci and Kaku. Those are not really in high demand, so you could easily pick up those. The real expensive additions are going to be the Luffy Alt-Art Leader, the Nami, the Robin, and then after that, everything looks relatively easy right now to pick up. So attack that strategy if you want. I'm going for it. Let me know what you guys think. If you want more kind of unique niche strategies like this in future videos, drop a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. We're already up to 33 subscribers after the first 2 videos, and we're gonna keep growing. Once we get to 1K, I'm gonna start doing giveaways, and I look forward to having you back in the next video. Take it easy out there, stay safe. My name is Ray with Zoro TCG Vault. Peace out.